I'm leaving that one alone. You see? He didn't appreciate it either.
He's pissed.
The subtitles are not complimentary towards Dan Didio. This is what he wants to do on your head. Hi, Pete's Basement. So, I'm on the 8 train, and the last car of the 8 train, there's always, I always end up, when I'm coming home from work, end up sharing a car with this guy who's obviously clearly mentally retarded. Not like he's like just goofy, and I'm saying he's retarded. Like, I mean, he's got Down syndrome, his eyes are only a quarter of an inch apart, and he's wearing a fucking UPS uniform. And I don't know if he works UPS. Yeah, and he sits there, anyway, whatever. So, at the same, and he's quiet, he's harmless. But at the other end of the train, there's one of those jailhouse preachers who gets on the 8 train and starts preaching about how if you don't love Jesus, if you don't take Jesus into your heart, you're going to burn in hell. You're going to burn in hell if you don't love Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Out of nowhere, the retard at the top of his lungs screams, "Turn the fuck up!" And the whole car goes completely silent. The preacher looks like he wants to say something like, "Ah!" And then he realizes what's he going to do. Tell him you're going to go to hell? You're already retarded. Your eyes are already a quarter inch apart. How is God going to punish you any further? Is he going to take a leg? Is he going to turn your penis into an innie? So he said nothing at all. But it was a very awkward next 10 minutes on the train because no one knew what to say. I myself sat there being like, do I laugh? Like, do I laugh or do I cry? Like, it's too much. We get off the train. The second we get off the train, the preacher starts going back to, "And you will all burn in hell!" And the retard, as he's going up the steps, goes, "No, don't the fuck up. Don't up."
Of course, the retard gets off the train at your stop.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's where they let all of us out. I mean, we're recording.
That's a fantastic story.
Oh, yeah.
Retards and street preachers. Welcome to New
If
York
you've really
City.
never seen the splendor that is the New York City subway system.
Next time I'll tell you about the mariachi band that had a fight with guitars. Thank you.
The best was the homeless guy taking the shit in the back of the car. Yeah.
I wish I could say that was a one-time thing.
I saw one taking a shit on the stairs.
Really?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, good times. Yeah. Come to New York.
And I can't move that fast.
The Board of Tourism encourages you to watch Pete's Basement before scheduling any such trips to the city, especially Brooklyn.
That's why I walk home.
So yeah, this week we have a stack of good books, but we are going to start you off with a review of
Pacifier?
The Pacifier, a fine new... Oh no.
He's like, how can I break this?
So my son loves the iPad too, but we're not here to just talk to you about the Jesus Pad. We'll talk to you specifically about how comic books work with the Jesus Pad. As you guys might remember, I reviewed the Comixology comics app for the iPhone some time ago, and I said it's a nice way to read it on the train or if you have nothing better to do, but it's not really what I would recommend, for your mainstream collection needs. Well, with the result of this 9.7-inch screen, I would say times they are changing. Would you mind taking my baby?
Of course.
Thank you, Sam. So this week there are, with launch, 3 apps for the iPad. I'm sure everybody has heard about the Marvel app that everybody and their grandmother's been talking about. He's been reading off it. But they're not the only ones. Comixology released their own app. If you look on camera 3. And, as you can see...
Pretty nice.
This is very crisp.
That is.
This is very fucking nice.
That's sexy.
You can double click on it and...
And nothing happens.
It zooms right in. It holds up nicely. And you can do it panel by panel if you like to. Just like on the handheld Comixology app. Double click again. You can click on the bottom. And it will give you thumbnails of all the various pages. You can go back to the cover if you want to. Another page, you can skip ahead. Or you can go to close. Close. God damn you.
You and your stubby little fingers.
I got midget hands. I don't know what to tell you. And it'll take you back to...
That's why he hates midgets.
Karma, right there.
This is where you stash all the books that you have on your machine. And it has a nice Apple-y cover flow set up. And it shows you little thumbnails of the books and little descriptions, just like iTunes. But you can also go to the store, where...
How much do they cost? They're cheaper than regular books?
Oh yeah. We're looking at, on the Comixology app, which does have a deal with Marvel and a bunch of indie stuff, as well as Image. You will find that comic books start at 99 cents and don't go much higher than $1.99.
Oh my God, $1.99.
This this single-handedly lets you have a big collection of comic books and not take up a lot of space and save money each week.
Storage unit.
And that's just the Comixology app, which is good, but it does get better. Marvel may have just actually found a way to just change the fucking game. This is an issue of Fantastic Four. you can see it flips through normal, just like a book, just like the Comixology app, which are very similar, and I heard they might have co-developed it together. You double click, and suddenly you can go through it one panel at a time, so you don't have to view spoilers.
Awesome.
It looks beautiful on the screen. I don't know if that's doing justice to it. It has the same thing where if you touch at the bottom.
I hate to admit it, it really does look nice.
It's better than the comic.
And I'm a traditionalist.
Yeah, so
And
am
the
I.
thing is that they don't have a lot of the new stuff up yet.
No, they don't.
But they have pretty much their entire back catalog. And if you go to store, it'll show you what's up now. It'll show you the newest stuff that they have live. And if you look very closely, they have
You
the
got some
first
nice 1960s issues of
they have
Spider-Man.
the first issue of Spider-Man up for $2. Most of the Marvel stuff is either $2 or free. It doesn't get much better than $3.99, kids. They have up Iron Fist. They have up the Hulk. They have Spider-Man. They have X-Men on this. I hate to say it, but between the Comixology app and the Marvel app, I would actually, assuming they put out new issues and they let you do stuff like subscriptions, I would do it through this rather than wait online at the comic store, pay $5 a title. This is really worthwhile. I don't have to worry about my son drooling on it or ripping it.
Right.
I don't have to worry about them
And it saves
aging
you
or
money,
fine-
so if you want to actually own specific books like I do with
Then you
the
can go out and buy 'em.
like Silver Age stuff.
It's what iTunes.
Now here's the
You're
interesting.
saving $2-3
here's the
a book.
interesting thing though. Both Comixology and the Marvel app, they even acknowledge that what you just said might be how you want to consume stuff. So if you go into settings, you can set it up so, or not. Excuse me, not settings. If you go into the store portion of it, and you go to browse, you can go by series. Excuse me, series, genre, creator, storylines, and arcs.
Nice.
You can also find in here that is a comic book store finder.
Really?
Yeah, which will show you the nearest place that you can go to buy comics, and it's also built into the Comixology app.
You going to that?
Now, Comixology and Marvel have a great app. IDW, who does your G.I. Joe stuff
Yeah,
now,
G.I.
as
Joe and
well as
everything.
Transformers, put up their own app. Theirs is very different, and I don't particularly like it, to be honest with you. They mimicked how Apple did their iBooks thing, where it's like you have a bookshelf of your stuff. They also have a store, which was really just not as impressive. It's the same basic
I
layout.
just picked up that book, Dragon Age. Wasn't so bad.
They have top paid, top free, new releases. All very, and they let you browse through the store. All very iTunes-like, you know what I mean? And all very good in that regard. But here's where I really don't like it. If you go to My Comics, the way they organized it, so here's Grimjack.
Okay.
It doesn't feel as good. I don't know how else to put it. You double click on it, it all does the same stuff basically. You double click it and it'll zoom. But Steve actually took a look at it too, and it just doesn't feel as natural
No.
for some reason. It's not to say the quality of the product
Looks the
isn't
same to
there.
me.
It doesn't feel
Now,
like
my
it.
question is, what if you break your shit?
That's the interesting part. The same way that the Kindle ends up storing your shit on Amazon, right? So
Okay.
if you buy a Kindle or you...
I actually own
buy-
a Kindle.
Right,
I bought
okay.
it for my father.
So if you have a Kindle and you have the Kindle app on your computer and, on a phone, and you want to read the same title, it'll, Amazon stores it on their side so that you can read it anywhere.
Uh-huh.
They do the same thing. If this broke, I could go out and buy a new one, reinstall the app, put in my login, and I get my comic books back. Which means you don't have to worry about fire. You don't have to worry about the comics falling apart. As you can see, he's very excited about the whole thing. What I was going to say is that the iPad really just changed the game for comic collectors. And there's going to be a lot of people out there who shit
I
on
hate
this
to admit
idea.
it that I like it.
There's resistance,
so do I.
but once you see it,
Yeah.
it's hard to
I was pretty loath to admit it. I didn't want to know nothing about it, and now
There was
I'm
resistance.
looking at it
artwork.
like
Seriously,
Pretty-
the
pretty
artwork
good.
pops off the screen, and it's really
it
good.
looks better than it does on the page.
Yeah, and like I said, next time my son spits up, I don't have to worry about my comic getting fucking destroyed.
Steve, on the other hand, there's some nice drool that just landed on your arm, dude. Nice.
But that said, Comixology and Marvel also updated their iPhone apps as well. Marvel put out an iPhone app, so when I was reading Fantastic Four on the iPad, I could have also read it on my iPhone on the train if I wanted, and it actually saves your place too, which is kind of cool.
And you zoomed in pretty far before.
Yeah, I mean, if you zoom in all the way, it looks like they're doing this stuff very high resolution. There's really no way you can go wrong with it. I'm really impressed. I would like to see the ability to subscribe to shit like you used to when you were a kid. You could subscribe.
Right.
If they did it like that, $2 an issue, it would be a
Think
great
of the
deal.
money you save.
Yeah. Now what's funny is DC has nothing yet. Which means if they don't put out something that's really game changing, I think they're going to be left in the fucking dark. Because right now, these things do have a capacity. Like this has 16 gigs. I could store probably 100, 200 comics on it. Each comic's like 4 megs.
Right.
I'll fill this bitch up with Marvel independent shit before DC at this point. And DC hasn't put out anything, and there's really no way to get
Surprising,
anything.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do I say? I say the Marvel app is free. They've got a lot of free content.